Hi, my name is Chase Gibson. I am currently working on my undergrad at Missouri State University. I am working on getting my exercise and movement science degree. When I was younger, I often wondered what it would feel like to look better, feel healthier, and be able to do more. Over the past couple of years, I have taken an extreme interest in becoming the person I've always wanted to be. Today, I will explain the knowledge that you need to become a better, healthier person. The first step is your diet. As you can see here, I have two different kinds of cookies. One, a Girl Scout Thin Mint cookie, and the other, a Kind bar. Right off the bat, we can see here, there's a major difference between these two. In the calories, there's 160 calories in the Thin Mint. Whereas you come here to the Kind bar, there's only 90 calories in each of these different varieties. That is a big difference and an important difference. Next, we move down to the total fat. Whenever we look at the total fat here, we notice that this says 7 grams and this says 7 grams. So when we look at this, we might think that they're equal. But when we move down to the saturated fat, we see where the difference is. As the Thin Mint cookie has 5 grams of saturated fat, the Kind bar has only 1.5 grams of saturated fat. This is a major difference whenever we look at the percent daily value. Whereas you're taking in 25% per serving of your recommended total saturated fat of the day. Whereas we come down here, it is only 8% of your total saturated fat of the day. Next, we move down to sodium. Sodium is a big influence on our blood pressure. So we want that number to be as low as possible. We can see here in the Thin Mint cookie, there's 120 milligrams of sodium. Next, we move to the Kind bar, where we see there's only 70 milligrams. That is nearly half the amount. Next, we go down to the total carbohydrates. We see there's 21 grams of carbs in the Thin Mint cookie per serving. When we look at the total carbs for the Kind bar, we see that there is only 8 grams. This is also a very significant change. Lastly, we want to look at the protein. We notice that it's not a huge difference, whereas the Thin Mint has 2 grams and the Kind bar has 3. However, every gram counts whenever we're dealing with protein, because protein will help to make you feel fuller for longer. Next, we want to check our flexibility. Flexibility is especially important whenever we're dealing with mobility in our joints. According to Harvard University, flexibility will allow us to have a better range of motion and be able to move better for longer. Flexibility can be tested firstly by a simple thing of touching your toes. We go down and we see if we can touch our toes. Whenever we touch our toes, we know that our range of motion is there. One other flexibility technique we could use is a shoulder stretch. We go like this and we count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lastly, we're going to want to make sure our strength is in check. According to the Mayo Clinic, we want to start slow and progressively build up. This is called progressive overload. The best way to demonstrate progressive overload is through working out the chest. We can start small by doing something as simple as a push-up. Maybe 10 push-ups here. This is an easier exercise, as whenever we do push-ups, we're only using 60% of our body weight. Next, we go into something a little bit more challenging, whereas the bench press is a good demonstration of this. We could do a couple of reps of bench to show that we are progressively overloading strength. Strength will allow us to be able to do more, lift heavier objects, and be better for longer. Today, I talked about how to improve our lives for the better. Fitness is the best way to do so. Thank you.
Put it back on.